Happy 10th year anniversary to Doom 2016. Hello everyone, it's EN63, and I seriously just, oh my god, I cannot believe it's been 10 whole goddamn hellish years since this game has been released. It almost feels like this game has been honestly released, like, I don't know, last year and stuff. Well, dude, there was Doom the Dark Ages that was released last year and stuff, but yeah. And also, happy 1 year anniversary to Doom the Dark Ages and stuff. But I'm going to be talking to just honoring and, saying a big thank you to Doom 2016, my overall memories with it. When I first played it on my, when I was at my friend's house and he had his Xbox One. Not only Doom 2016, but also he had GTA 5, one of the Call of Duty games I forgot, Watch Dogs, and Sunset Overdrive. But most importantly, he had Doom 2016, and I was really interested in stuff. But before I explain that to why, let me tell my overall story with Doom. So I first came across the Doom in the early days of the internet in 2012 when I first created my YouTube account there when I was like just, a stupid 7-year-old kid and stuff and watching, nothing but Mario all day. I remember there was this one particular Mario and I don't remember if it was a fan animation or a fan game where they pretty much put Mario into Doom 1993. And I remember just being so shocked just to look at that for the first time. But it wasn't until when I decided to look at the description. I seriously don't know how was 7-year-old me honestly able to read honestly where this was from and stuff, because I could not really expected, if I even did went back in time, to really even understand what Doom was at the time. But I eventually looked that it was from a different franchise, a different series called Doom and stuff, and I didn't really understand that. Then 2 years later, when I was 9 years old again, and when I found that exact same video on my YouTube recommendation page and stuff, because, that's back then when YouTube recommendations were actually good and stuff, and not showing, odd, stuff you don't want to watch. I saw that same video, and I immediately watched it, and I decided maybe I'm going to look up what this Doom is all about. And oh my god, man, my gaming world will never be the same again. Up until this point, it was just Mario, 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 and occasionally there was Super Smash Brothers also and stuff, and yeah. But I saw that, oh, and also Mega Man and stuff. So those were the 3 video game franchises I was limiting to. But I saw the new franchise being Doom and stuff. And when I saw 1993, I was just blown away just how violent this was. This wasn't no Mario, Mega Man, or Smash Bros. Anymore. This was motherfucking Doom, honestly. And you know what? I actually was loving it, honestly. Like, I always never thought, because, well, that was back then when my gaming knowledge was very simple and stuff. So I never thought, no, games can't be that violent. But then I saw Doom 1993. And shortly after that, I never actually did play any of the Doom games and stuff. I just watched the video and stuff. But then it wasn't until, in 2016 when Doom 2016 first dropped and stuff. And yeah, it's when I would decide, to go to my friend's house and stuff, where both, my mom and dad, would take me there and stuff. And I would greet, my friend's mom and dad. And then I would run up to his room and stuff, and we would start playing, GTA 5. Another violent game I first saw it, and I was first shocked, and I was absolutely horrible at it. I just got in the car and started just killing so many innocent people and got shot by cops. And then one of the Call of Duty games where I kept dying too much and stuff. But finally, I got to the magnum opus, Doom Rip and Tear 2016. And holy crap, man, the rest was history, man. I just never felt, honestly, the same after that. When I finally experimented. I don't know what it was, but there was something just I liked about just, playing Doom 2016. Whether it was the movement, the atmosphere, just the overall just hype energy I was feeling, it was just such a badass, just holy crap, just on another level, what I was really used to, the Mario, Mega Man, and Smash Bros. Stuff. But man, this was just blowing my mind away, honestly. And after that, I would always come beg my parents to go to my friend's house every single day from 2016 to 2017 to please let's go play some Doom in 2016 and stuff. And yeah, no, don't worry, I still had my own consoles and stuff like my Nintendo Wii U and of course eventually my Nintendo Switch. And I would play Super Mario Odyssey, Breath of the Wild, and Splatoon 2 and stuff. Because I was a Nintendo kid at the time, I didn't know any other video game, but aside from, Mega Man and Doom. But yeah, I would tell, that I wanted to go to his house to play his Xbox One, to play Doom 2016, yeah. And eventually we both finished Doom 2016 together and stuff. And my gaming life was never the same after that. It was the first time I finished a video game that wasn't a Mario or a Doom. And honestly, I just owe it a lot to Doom, honestly, seriously. I just really thank it for, despite it being very violent, it helped me to expand in my gaming world a lot more better. And honestly, I can forever just be thankful of it, honestly. And yeah. But now we're going to get to the part where I finally played Doom 2016 for myself and stuff. And it was on, on my Sony PlayStation 4 and stuff, where Doom 2016 released on that. And yeah, my Sony PlayStation 4 is in my, closet and stuff alongside with my Nintendo Switch 1 because, I have the PS5 and the Switch 2 now. But it was so amazing to finally experience Doom 2016 again and stuff. When my parents, bought me, a Nintendo Switch and Sony PlayStation 4 and stuff like that. And I was pretty, I guess you could say I was pretty from medium, like, to somewhat a bit rich, but, like, not rich, like, just somewhere medium and stuff. But they afforded both consoles for me and stuff because, I'm an only child, so maybe that's why. But I remember playing it and just had a fun time, honestly, just ripping and tearing the hell out of everything, honestly. I just kind of felt a bit nervous because I was going from Super Mario Odyssey, Breath of the Wild, Splatoon 2, and even revisiting Splatoon 1 and Super Mario Maker. And what was that other Nintendo game? Oh, yeah, Mario Kart Deluxe? No, sorry. The original Mario Kart on Nintendo Wii U, not the deluxe version, because that came, 1 year later. But, yeah, I was just playing, and it was just crazy to me, honestly. And, yeah, I think the trailer explains it best, honestly, here. Yeah, just, oh my god, seeing a gun in a game for a first time. Mega Man doesn't really count, because that's more of a fictional Mega Buster. It just, oh my god, just made me absolutely just crazy, honestly. I didn't think it could just get this just that badass and hype. And yeah. And I ended up finally finishing the game in 2018 and stuff. Very late 2018 because I was busy playing through, Mega Man 11 and, Mega Man 11 and stuff. And Super Smash Bros. Ultimate and Mario Kart Deluxe. But after finishing Doom 2016 and 2018... I was happy to get into a new franchise, honestly. Before the whole, 2019 or 2020 or 2023, when I played some, life-changing indie games. That being Spark the Electric Jester, VVVVV, a little bit of Ultra Kill. I did play some of that demo, but I didn't understand it at the time. But I had fun and stuff with it. And finally, Pizza Tower and Celeste and stuff. But I owe it, honestly, to Doom and stuff for, helping me changing my gaming world and stuff. And not only making me appreciate the first-person shooter genre even more, but just video games in general, how, there's a life more to just Mario and stuff, so yeah. But let's talk about the stuff I love about Doom 2016 and why I just think it's one of the best video games of all time. First up, before I do that, let me put my phone down for a minute. I'm going to obviously, of course, gonna be borrowing some footage, and a credit goes to, what's his name again? Okay, hold on, I remember his name now. His name is, Little Gamer's Playground and stuff, and I'm going to be using his footage and stuff for my video and stuff, and yeah. But here's his video and stuff. I overall really do like, first of all, just the opening itself, and just overall this cutscene where just Doom just gets out of this thing, just probably naked or something, I don't know, but then he just punches a damn demon, rips his skull off, and we get introduced, now we get back to just shooting, ripping, and tearing, and that's about it. I can really just appreciate just overall this game's pacing especially. I will say it again, but pacing is a very important part about a video game. If something like, I don't know, like Red Dead Redemption 2, don't get me wrong, I still love it and I still enjoy it. But in terms of just like replaying it, I just don't really look forward to go back to it. But Doom 2016, honestly, I probably am going to start playing it again, honestly, after this. Just because of just how timeless and just how replayable it is. I know Eternal is obviously superior and stuff, but I just can't help myself to go back to this because of the pacing overall. It took me like 5 to 6 hours and stuff. Well, for this guy, it took 4 hours for him. But I can honestly just appreciate just what this game, just overall this game's length, its structure, its layout, and how everything doesn't seem like it's ever wasted and everything has meaningful, purpose, combat, ripping and tearing, chainsawing. And, of course, the badass BFG 1000 and the music. I know Rip and Tear and BFG Division are praised a lot, but the rest of the music is just a hype, honestly. Makes sense for a character like Doomslayer and stuff, and yeah. And just, yeah, overall, just everything just is just going... Oh, yeah, here's the music and stuff. Yeah, I do admit this enemy here is very annoying and stuff, but I was able just to, just practice my shooting and stuff with him. And eventually, he wasn't a problem anymore. And this is also one of the few games where I also did play on, the highest difficulty and stuff. Yeah, I died a lot, but I was able to beat it up and stuff, on my, Nintendo Switch years ago. And I don't do that nowadays with a lot of video games. I don't ever play the hardest, like, beyond hard difficulty. Maybe sometimes I'll play, like, normal or hard from easy, but not, like, extreme hard, like insane mode or something. But Doom 2016 was one of the first games that I can definitely break that trend and stuff, and yeah. And just this game is just beautiful, man, honestly. And you know what? This is an example of how to do a good modern AAA game. If you're going to plan to make it on a very pricey, then I say this was worth the price. It has enough content provided, enough fun, and just overall just a complete perfect video game. Just a complete perfect, video game package from start to finish, honestly. Just from the high badass music. I'm so happy they got, Mick Gordon to do this, honestly. The fact that they weren't going to do any heavy metal, like, almost, like, pissed me off. Because who the hell wants to play this game, like, I don't know, with some boring... Okay, not boring. I know jazz has an audience. With some jazz or something. Seriously, I'm glad they went for the heavy metal, man, honestly. And, yeah. And of course, the weapons were some of my favorite parts, honestly. My favorite, obviously, I know it's predictable, but the chainsaw. Look, man, there's nothing more satisfying than just chainsawing a damn demon's eyes or just balls off with that weapon and stuff, and yeah. And yeah. And finally, the ending and stuff, where you have to beat this piece of shit. Once you rip and tear him. And finally, that, I believe, marks the end of Doom 2016. Yep, I remember seeing this for myself. And seeing this guy.
It's over. You stopped the invasion and closed the portal. But it's come at a price. Argent, Vega, this entire operation. You see, I've watched your work. Come to understand your motivation.
Gosh, is he referring to me? And he's gone and stuff. Well, is he gone? Well, no. I kind of wish we could punch him in the face. I don't know. But anyways, that was Doom 2016. But yeah, happy 10-year anniversary. One of the best video games of all time, and yeah. I have to say, I just owe it a lot to Doom 2016, honestly. Not only for helping me, branch out to a new video game franchise, but also helping out to understand my knowledge of, what makes video games just amazing, honestly. The sense where you, as the character, you have control of your destiny. And with video games like, like Super Mario World, Doom 2016, or Grand Theft Auto, 5. Okay, maybe that might be overrated, but Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, Pizza Tower, Super Mario Galaxy 2, and what is one more video game? Oh yeah, and Bloodborne. And what other video game I wanted to say? Donkey Kong Bonanza, Hollow Knight Silksong, and finally Tethergeist. With video games, with just amazing video games like, oh yeah, also one more, Ninja Gaiden 4. With video games like that, honestly, you able to control your character and just doing whatever you want, doing what choice you want to make and stuff, and how your actions matter. Games like that, especially, just I love the most. And Doom 2016 just delivers that gorgeously well. Thank you, Hugo Martin, honestly, for making one of the best video games of all time, and the rest of the team, and especially you, Mick Gordon, for just making either just a rocking, badass, terrifying, just, I feel like I'm a god soundtrack. The monsters are not locked here with me. The monsters are locked with me, and they're running from me, and chainsawing them to pieces, so yeah. But thank you, Doom 2016. I cannot thank you enough for helping me not only branch out my video game adventure and stuff to other video games, but also one of the reasons of how I was able to, appreciate the indie game scene even more. Thanks to this game, another first-person shooter called Ultra Kill came out alongside with Doom Eternal. And thanks to Ultra Kill, me also enjoying that indie game, I even wanted to branch out to not just indie games, but other, video games as well, from AAA and Eastern AA games and stuff, and yeah. If I never would have played Doom 2016 or never found that Doom video, I would have pretty much been stuck with Nintendo or Mario and Capcom's Mega Man, for eternity. So I appreciate Doom 2016 and a big thank you for helping me to, branch out and understand, not only just why video games are just, some of the best thing ever to mankind and stuff. So yeah. But anyways, that's overall my final review of Doom 2016, and I thank you guys for watching this review on it. Happy 10th year anniversary, Doom 2016. Yep, making an angry face because it fits. So yeah, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and this is EC3 saying one final goodbye and farewell, and happy 10th year anniversary, Doom 2016. Rip into here until it's done!